G'day guys, welcome to a build video. Here we've got a trophy truck chassis. So we've got the independent suspension on the front, axle suspension on the rear. The suspension works brilliantly, I think. It just has nice movement all around from both the front suspension having a good amount of travel, good amount of flex. Same with the rear suspension. The rear suspension, being solid axle suspension, also has a good amount of flex and travel. And there's no sort of glitchiness that I've found as much I've adjusted the suspension a little bit. I did have a little bit of a problem with the back axle sort of colliding with the piston there. Just set the stiffness down a little. Try and see if we can get some articulation out of the back axle here. There we go. You can see maybe a little bit of it. Maybe the front suspension's a little bit soft at the moment. I'll have to adjust a few things there. But yeah, I think this setup works very nicely. Alright, get to the build. Mirror modes on. Start off with some go-kart seats. Place that there. And we'll get a motor while we're here. Place that about here. A 1x2. A 2x4 in the front. Oop. And now a 1x3. 1x2, place that just there. Actually, I think I don't need that one. Place that there like so. A 2x2. Place that on the front. Get some hinges. So we'll zero these out, face them left to right. Okay. What do we need? We need some elbows. Tube elbow. Place that underneath. We get some 1x3 wedge. Place that there. Grab, copy the hinge. Place it underneath. And that's the upper control arm done. We'll copy these hinges. Place them at the front like so. Get another 1x3 wedge, place it here. And we'll get a tube double elbow. There we go. Place that in there. Copy another elbow. And we'll place it facing down like so. And we'll get some flat connectors. Place one on the elbow that we've just placed down. So this will hold your suspension. We'll copy another zeroed out hinge. Place one there. Place one on the opposite side. We'll grab another flat connector. Place him on top. Now we'll get a spring. There we go. Make sure it's not connected to the upper control arm or to the body here. Alright, so that's the suspension done. We'll copy another one of these zeroed out hinges, and just to make it look nice, we'll get a, oops, wrong one, 1x2 wedge, or 2x1 wedge. Okay, now another flat connector, a 1x3, and we'll place that underneath like so. Now we'll get a T-tube, and place it facing in. We'll copy another 1x2 flat connector, place it on the back, get a fresh steering hinge, and that's the front complete. Now we'll move to the back. We'll get a 1x4 wedge, place that on the bottom like so, and I think it was a 1x3 that we place on the top here, like so. Get another zeroed out hinge, bring it all the way up to the back here. We'll face these forwards, well, up and down, like so. And we'll get a 1x3 tube. And now we'll get a rotating servo. Face it like so. And place it there. We'll zero this out as well. I can't remember although. Oh yep, it is on the front. All good. Now we'll get a 30 kilo weight, or a circular weight, that's on the very bottom here. This will help with the keeping the weight low and also stop any sort of weird movements of the vehicle. 1x3 flat connector, place that there. 1x2, place it underneath like so. And we'll get another zeroed out hinge. Excuse me. Face one, forwards and backwards like so. Copy another one on top, place it side to side. Copy this hinge, place it up the top here. And now we'll get some springs. And we'll connect that to that connector there like so. Configure, we'll just set the dampening up to 1 for now. Alright, so we'll copy that. And we'll face this tab up like so that all this is connected. We'll get a tube double T. Connect it all like so, and another tube just to get it to the same width as the front. Okay, so we'll continue with the rear suspension. We'll need another zeroed out hinge. Place these forwards and back like so. We'll get some L brackets. Face this one back. Another single tube. Place that like so. And a 1x2 flat connector. Copy that. So this will hold the piston and will help load up the suspension and also adjust your ride height. So we'll get the piston. There we go. Oh, wrong way. we'll set this to 0.8. You can adjust it however you like. We'll get a 2x4, connect that to there. We'll get a 1x2 wedge, and we'll connect the pistons, so make sure the piston's facing up and connecting like so. Now we can get some wheels. Alright, so it looks a little bit lopsided at the moment, but when you load it in, the pistons will pull it all together and it'll be fairly level. And now, this is your build for the trophy truck. The front suspension arms are facing forward to the front wheels there, so you do, if you come up to rocks and stuff like that, like what we have here, it can catch a little bit, but other than that, it does work very nicely, and it is very stable. Yeah, you can see the rear articulation of the axle. Guys, yeah, I think that's about it for the build. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.